glad so many of my friends came out here today to Amoeba. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
I feel like dancing again.
Oh, I really like this jam. Hey kids, are you ready to dance again?
Yeah, you are.
Let's dance.
Go.
Here we go. All right. Hey everybody. If you're from Los Angeles, I want you to yell.
All right.
Let's hear it for California. Yeah. Here we go.
It was just pretty good turnout, huh?
It was crazy.
It's like, whoa.
Because earlier there was 15 people like right in the front of the stage, and we're setting up. And we went and got all right. And when Adam and I came out to do the thing to get ready to go in there, it was all the way into the DVD section. I wasn't expecting that actually. You know what was really cool is to look out and see the parents that were singing along with smiles on their face.
Yeah.
They were enthusiastic about it.
We're here with Christian Jacobs, Scott Schultz, creators of Yo Gabba Gabba. How long ago did you guys come up with the show? When did it first come about?
We first started concepting the idea for the show about 2002-ish, and then it took a while to get it all together. Probably because we realized that the show was going to be a little bit of a different show for children's television, and so we knew that in order to make it actually work and translate, we would have to do it ourselves. Scott and I both have been kind of working on some other projects with networks and not having very much success.
Like pitching shows?
We were in development on a show for the band The Aquabats, actually.
Sure.
When we came up with the idea for Yo Gabba Gabba and some other ideas, but we just realized that there's really no way that you're going to be able to make something that you want to do without actually doing it first and then showing people.
Right.
Even if you detailed sketches and
Right.
scripts and pictures, everyone has a different interpretation unless you just say,
Sure.
there it is.
Especially because Yo Gabba was pretty weird. What we're thinking was well, people are not going to get this from a pitch. There's no way we'll be able to sell this to a network. We won't even be able to get into development. So from the very start, I think early 2000s, we're like, okay, we want to do a preschool show. We want it to be really bright and colorful and weird, walk around costumes, not animated, and we're gonna have to make it ourselves.
Right.
So it took a while. Fast forward to
Yeah. My oldest daughter is 9 and your oldest is 8.
Mhm.
So it was about 7-8 years ago that that's essentially, we wanted to make a show for our kids that were watching TV, and we were inspired by what they were watching to go the other direction.
inspired me, motivated to do something else,
to do something different.
Great, everyone, you're great.
We got our wiggles out. Now it's time to settle down. Settle down. Settle down now.
Yes.
We got all our wiggles out. Got all our wiggles out. It's time to settle down. Oh,
knew we had to have a link to the human race, and we were toying with ideas and throwing it out. And Scott was always saying, "I know this guy who would be perfect. You got to meet him." And then a year would go by, and then we would get closer to doing it, and we got to meet this guy Lance. I think he's the guy. And then it was seriously probably like 2 years from the time we had come up with the idea to when I actually met Lance. And then we got the money to make the pilot, and we were casting for the parts, and
we really hadn't cast anyone yet.
yeah,
I'm like,
and
let's
Scott's like, let's just go to
and meet
Amoeba.
Lance.
You know, worst comes to worst, we'll just go shopping for an hour or so. So we met Lance, and Lance came in, and he had a beard, and his afro was up to here, and he had like rainbow pants on, and this crazy shirt. It was from seriously 1973, and he was like, "What's up, man?" He gave me 5, and it was just like, ooh.
Right there.
It was like he was glowing. Like, okay, well, we found our host.
All right, everyone, I think you know this one. It's time to dance!
Was he pretty receptive to the idea of doing this?
I don't think he knew what he was getting himself into.
Yeah.
I think he just kind of thought this would be a fun project to do, and
Right.
I don't know. He just knew. I think he trusted me that it would be something fun and something to be worth being a part of.
He was really happy being a part of the pilot, and I think he was excited about how it turned out. But when we got picked up by Nickelodeon, I think Lance, that's when he was like, what wait a second,
Wait a minute
yeah.
here.
What do you mean?
He's able to also not just bring his personality to the table, but he brings a good music vibe to us, and we're very collaborative musically. We have members of both of our bands, and we all just get together and write songs, and Lance has been great. I mean, the remixes in the end of the show, like he does a lot of stuff for the show.
Lance, yeah, actually does
Other than
music,
just
and
being the
he's a
host.
big contributor to the show. And I think he would rather contribute to the show that way than be in front of the camera.
Right.
But that's also what makes it so great, is that he's just channeling positivity when he's on the show.
Right.
Because he is so kind of nervous and like, I don't know if I can do this, I'm not an actor. But he's just like, I'm thinking about kids, I'm thinking about my nephews, and I'm thinking about my nieces, and I'm going to project that while I work. And so you can really tell there's a lot of love in what he does, which is genuine,
Yeah, totally.
Because he's not like, hey, I'm going to ham it up so that I can get another part on some reality show,
Right.
He's not, he's just purely doing it for kids.
Awesome. I'm having so much fun out here with all my new friends. Would you like to meet one of my friends? All right. Hey!
And I think maybe parents up till now have kind of just, here, you watch this is yours, but I kind of wanted to share in that and be with my 1-year-old and dance with them and have fun with them and interact with the television. And
Hello, everybody!
there wasn't much that I was excited about, and I think that's kind of a motivation that we had to actually experience it with them.
Definitely.
What's up, Los Angeles? Give me a high five!
Are there any shows like from your own childhood or any other era that was in some way influential for the kind of stuff you wanted to do with
Absolutely,
it?
so many.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like definitely collectors.
TV kids, yeah. I mean, we grew up watching TV, and then we got really into, exploring and going back, and you see it on this DVD shelves now. It's like our generation now is a little bit more in charge of things, and so you're seeing all these like random shows come out on DVD. Like, I can't believe they put this out. Who remembers this show? But we've been bootlegging VHSs of old shows forever, and so there's so many influential programs that definitely make Gabba Gabba, but there's the obvious ones are the big ones, and the big one, and that's the Sesame Street, because of the format that Sesame Street established in being a magazine format, a show that was basically like a bunch of little commercials, but made this big show, and
the most influential because, I mean, it was on every day, and I mean, I grew up from when I was born until, teenager almost, seeing that.
Hey everyone, it's lunchtime. Time to eat. Okay, let's go. Carrots. Yeah. In my tummy, party, party. Yeah. In my tummy, green beans. Yeah. In my tummy, party, party. Yeah. In my tummy, there's a party in my tummy.
The preschool market in television is so
Protected.
it's protected and analyzed, and it's very, mapped out like a laboratory. Like, this is what has to happen, and you have to do this, and there's so many standards, and this and that. And so I think that's where that comes from, is the homogenizing of children's programming. Yeah. But we're like, you know what? You can still make things fun and exciting, and push these boundaries out a little bit more,
Sure.
and that's what we're trying to do, and not subversive by any means, because we definitely want to make an appropriate show for preschool kids.
Sure.
But just to push those barriers to help kids to think and
Sure.
to grow and be experience different things within our culture that we think that you can appropriate.
It's Muno! Hi everybody! It's so much fun to be here! Everybody, come on! Say Muno! Go Muno! Say Muno! Go Muno! Say Muno! Go Muno! Say Muno! Go Muno! Go Muno! Now scream! Now scream!
Hey, Muno, I've got an idea. Let's wave our hands in the air like we really care.
Okay!
Come on!
Here we go! Wave your hands in the air like you care! Wave your hands in the air like you care!
It was like a flame, and we got so much response off of the internet, not only from the networks, but from creative people. And so many of our team that we work with to make the show and come up with new ideas for this next season, and we found on the internet. Like, they contacted us. They contacted us and said, "This looks awesome. Here's my reel. Here's what I do." And we found so many incredibly talented people that were like-minded just off of the internet. If we look back at this period in our history, there's no other time that you could do something like that. There's just no way.
Yeah, that's part of the idea for the show, was to really pull from the creativity of animators, artists, musicians, like incorporating the best of, I guess, the culture outside of us to do something for preschool.
Like, we'll write a song and then say, this song would be great to give to Jesse Ledoux, or this would be amazing to have the Brothers Chaps who do Homestar Runner, or Evan Dorkin who writes Milk and Cheese comics. Like, let's send this out to them, and just mining from pop culture and influences and sending things out to people that we like and seeing them respond to it, and then just letting them kind of do what they want to do.
Do most people that you end up working with or approaching or sending these ideas out to, do they respond well and age appropriate? Like, they all sort of like really get it right away, or?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Most of the people that we work with already know the show and are either kind of fans, or they're really excited to be a part of it because other artists or other musicians or bands and
contemporaries hit them to the show. Like, you got to check this out.
Hey, check this out. This is a great thing to be a part of. Same with bands and stuff. We definitely go out to our favorite bands and bands that we like, and we're excited to be able to do that and sort of pick and choose things that could be appropriate for kids, but also we'd want to listen to
or watch. Yeah, we get to kind of we have the fun job of getting to be able to make the decision. Like, yeah, let's go with this, or we want this guy or this band.
Let's all do it together with Biz. Hey kids, gather around for Biz's Beta today. Okay, here's Biz's beat of the day. Biz.
How did Biz's Beat of the Day come about? Like, I think that's one of the more unique and bizarre things on the show.
All right, you start and I'll finish.
Okay, you know what? I don't know why. I mean, you could ask that same thing about a lot of things about our show. Like, where did that come from? And like, I couldn't tell you specifically. I just knew that Biz Markie needed to be part of the show, and like, I just thought he's awesome, and he could come on the show and do anything. We finally got a hold of him somehow, like through MySpace or a friend of a friend or something, and
I think it was MySpace.
was it MySpace?
Yeah.
He would like, he was going to be in town DJing something, so he showed up on set, and we shot the Dancey Dance, and everything was awesome. And then your turn.
Okay, so he didn't really want to do the dance that bad, but he did it. He did a dance, and he taught a dance, and it was a little awkward because, you know, he's a big star, and we're just nobody's making this goofy show.
Sure.
And I think he caught the vibe of the show being there on the set and everyone having a good time and making something fun for kids. And so once he was done, he said, "Hey, when you guys get picked up, like, I want to come back on the show and teach kids how to beatbox." And I was like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah, let me show you." He's like, "Hey, kids, gather around. This is Beat of the Day." And he did it like there right on the set, just off camera. And it was amazing. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." Yes. So I said, "Why don't you just do it right now? We'll try it a couple times and then we'll see if it works."
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, okay, sure, whatever." So we just threw up the green screen and he just stood in front of it.
And that was it.
We did 2 takes, and that was Biz's Beat of the Day.
Biz's Beat of the Day was born.
Wow.
So we knew that somehow, some way, we needed Biz Markie on the show, just because he's a cartoon character and
Sure.
very animated, very fun, and then he just basically contributed to the show and said, "I want to do Biz's Beat of the Day," and that's like Scott was saying, so much of the show is like that, where we provided this. We just kind of built this stage or a platform, and people come in and kind of throw their ideas into the pit, and it just makes it so much fun.
That's all I got. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. It was a great show today.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah!